Zhao Mu wakes up in chains, realizing he's just a human battery for a demonic vixen. His vital energy is being drained every night, and he's one step away from death. But then a mechanical pulse hits his brain. A system has finally arrived. It tells him that any gift he gives will return to him 10,000 times stronger. He tries it once, and suddenly his broken body explodes with forbidden power. Zhao Mu freezes. Because against this system, the sex hierarchy means nothing. He starts handing out fortunes to strangers, and the world starts gifting him god-tier items, but in a place like the demon sect, being too strong is a death sentence. He's dragged into a secret cultivation session with a cold beauty, and things get intense fast. Wait, why is her energy reacting to his like they've been fated for centuries? Before he can think, the saintess herself descends, and the very ground starts to crack. She wants his power for herself, and she does not take no for an answer. He's forced into a brutal arena against a monster that should be impossible to beat. The crowd laughs as the demon lunges. But Zhao Mu just smiles. He catches a mountain-shattering punch with one hand, and the arena goes silent. Realization hits the crowd. They are not watching a prisoner, they're watching a god in the making. Now, the three strongest elders are literally fighting each other to be his master. He's mastering ancient lightning and forbidden runes while the world watches in terror. But the system just pinged again, and the next reward is something he never expected. The real game is just beginning, and Zhao Mu is done playing the victim. You can support me, leave a like and subscribe, and drop a comment if you are enjoying this. It genuinely helps the channel grow and lets me keep making bigger and better recaps for you. Every bit of support makes a difference. Deep within the Xianwu continent, the St. Yuan demon sect looms under a blood-red moon, where a captive Zhao Mu desperately pleads with his captor to release him from his chains, but the red-haired woman only mocks his struggle, pinning him down as he gasps for air. She taunts him about their supposed wedding day, her eyes glowing with a sinister predatory intent, and leans in closer, asking if he truly intends to leave his concubine all alone. Zhao Mu realizes he is a transmigrator, trapped in a nightmare, his body now a mere tool. As the woman cycles through different outfits, her cruel whims proving she's no true wife. He recalls his past life as a noble with a marriage contract now shattered by kidnapping. The St. Yuan demon sect snatched him away just as his life was reaching its peak, and he quickly learns that being a prisoner is only the beginning of his dark fate. His pure yang constitution is the perfect fuel for her to cultivate the 9-yin art. She treats him as a disposable resource, marking his skin as she drains his vital energy. Zhao Mu feels his strength fading, yet she demands he perform better to satisfy her needs. Blood spills from his lips as he reaches the absolute brink of his physical endurance. He begs for his life, but his captor only tightens her grip on his trembling chin. She laughs, claiming it is an honor for him to perish while serving her cultivation goals. Pulling out a solidifying pill, she forces him to refine its power to boost his constitution. She shoves the pill into his mouth, choking him as she demands more yang energy. Zhao Mu struggles against the inevitable, his vision blurring as she forces the breakthrough forward. Trapped and exhausted, he wonders if his journey ends here, drained by this relentless vixen. Zhao Mu clenches his fist, blood dripping as he refuses to accept his grim fate. Suddenly, a mysterious system awakens, detecting his iron will and demanding he bind the sphere. He reaches out, touching the glowing orb that has finally appeared after an entire year. This interface explains that any gift he provides will trigger a return of massive proportions. Zhao Mu realizes this is his long-awaited chance to seize control and turn the tables. The system issues compensation for its late arrival, guaranteeing a 10,000-fold return on his first gift. His captor mocks him, claiming his body is far more honest than his defiant words. Zhao Mu decides to play along, masking his true intent to survive as a servant. He suddenly turns the tables, grabbing his captor and demanding she finally let him go. She laughs, clearly enjoying the unexpected aggression and urging him to not hold anything back. Zhao Mu leans in, using the moment to initiate the system's unique return-based cultivation process. He takes control of his destiny, channeling his energy with a fierce newfound resolve. Tonight, she whispers that the room is his, unaware that he is draining her energy instead. Morning light floods the room as the long night of intense cultivation finally comes to an end. Zhao Mu lies exhausted, his body transformed by the massive influx of power he received. His captor stretches, feeling satisfied with the interaction while he remains still on the bed. She comments on his performance, noting that his contribution was enough to aid her progress. She departs the room, promising to return for more fun if he manages to survive. Zhao Mu smiles to himself, knowing he has successfully triggered the massive system reward payout. His body glows as he breaks through multiple levels, now empowered by the 10,000-fold return. The system interface confirms Zhao Mu has reached the 10th layer of qi refining. He marvels at the raw power coursing through his newly awakened sacred body. However, he knows he must remain low profile to avoid unwanted attention from the sect. Exposing his secret would lead to a fate far worse than his current imprisonment. Zhao Mu resolves to accumulate strength rapidly while he remains beneath their notice. He considers taking on private tasks to earn the spirit stones needed for cultivation. Then he realizes his system allows him to think much bigger than mere labor. He knows the senior members are not wealthy enough to provide significant returns. Searching for a better way to earn, he ponders his next strategic move. A plan forms in his mind as he spots an opportunity nearby. He identifies Wang Chan, an outer disciple who once showed him kindness. Deciding to repay that past favor, he approaches Wang Chan with a plan. Zhao Mu prepares to gift his entire year of savings to trigger a return. Wang Chan is surprised when the pouch of spirit stones lands in his hands. He stares at the gift in disbelief, questioning the source of such wealth. Assuming a powerful benefactor is helping him, Wang Chan laughs with genuine joy. The system notifies Zhao Mu that his gift triggered a 500-fold return reward. A massive shower of spirit stones appears, leaving him stunned by the easy profit. He vows to make his former tormentors pay back his suffering 1,000,000 times. Zhao Mu wonders if he can loop the system by gifting the rewards again. Wang Chan watches in shock as spirit stones rain down from the empty air. He wonders if he has truly been blessed by a mysterious and noble benefactor. Zhao Mu observes from the shadows, satisfied that his plan to exploit the system works. He realizes that gifting rewards back to the system does not trigger a second return. Suddenly, he is interrupted by a voice calling out to him from the nearby path. Lu Qi appears surprised to see that Zhao Mu has managed to survive this long. The red-haired woman makes a final taunt before the scene shifts to the new encounter. Zhao Mu bows respectfully to Lu Qi, maintaining his humble facade as a servant disciple. Lu Qi is an outer disciple who also practices the dangerous 9-yin mystic art. He recalls how she once protected him before being warned away by his captor. She notes his improved cultivation, but Zhao Mu dismisses her observation as mere good luck. Lu Qi abruptly grabs his hand, demanding he stop the nonsense and listen to her. She explains that his captor is entering seclusion, leaving him under her direct supervision. Lu Qi summons a large flying sword and commands him to get on immediately. Zhao Mu struggles to keep his balance as she speeds away toward the inner sect. She questions if he gained his power from his captor, but he denies any benefit. Lu Qi warns him that following his captor will only lead to his inevitable death. She declares her intent to challenge his captor once she reaches the core formation realm. Zhao Mu wonders about her true motives while she pushes him away for being close. They fly toward the ominous inner sect, leaving the outer grounds far behind them now. Lu Qi promises a vitality pill if Zhao Mu helps her reach the core formation realm. She instructs him to wait while she prepares for their session by taking a bath. Zhao Mu smiles to himself, realizing he can manipulate this situation to his own advantage. He enters the bathing area, unexpectedly surprising Lu Qi as she prepares for the ritual. Steam fills the room as he joins her in the wooden tub without any hesitation. Lu Qi is caught off guard, her composure slipping as she tries to maintain her authority. He teases her about her earlier words, causing her to react with a startled cry. Zhao Mu claims that washing together is simply faster, dismissing her protest with a smirk. They begin the cultivation process with Lu Qi clearly affected by his proximity and touch. The 9-yin mystic art clashes with his pure yang constitution in a powerful surge. The water ripples as their combined energies create a profound effect on their surroundings. Zhao Mu is shocked to discover that Lu Qi is not who he initially assumed. He teases her about her secret, but she quickly demands he keep it quiet now. Lu Qi reveals she is betrothed to someone else next month, creating a new complication. She names her future partner as Long Tiangxiang, a name that clearly alarms Zhao Mu. Long Tiangxiang is a legendary genius of the sect known for his immense sword power. Zhao Mu worries about the consequences if this powerful rival discovers their current secret alliance. Lu Qi reassures him that Long Tiangxiang is unable to act, keeping their secret safe. She confesses that her choice to share this moment proves her genuine feelings for him. Zhao Mu looks at her with newfound complexity, realizing their fates are now deeply intertwined. Zhao Mu and Lu Qi continue their intense cultivation, their energies merging in the room. They remain focused on the task, their connection deepening as the ritual progresses. He notes her nearing breakthrough and urges them both to continue their efforts. The morning sun rises over the peaceful sect grounds, signaling the end of night. Lu Qi lies exhausted on the bed, her energy spent after their long, arduous session. The system alerts Zhao Mu that he triggered an 800-fold return from her power. His physical strength surges as his red yang sacred body intensity increases significantly. A notification confirms he has successfully broken through to the foundation establishment stage. He feels confident that he can finally face any threat from the Long family. Zhao Mu looks down at the sleeping Lu Qi, considering his next strategic move. He gently wakes her, asking for the promised reward for his help with cultivation. Lu Qi hands him a vial. Exhausted and needing rest after their intense night, he discovers 10 vitality pills inside, marveling at her generosity. Toward his progress, Zhao Mu examines a pill. Realizing he can use these to trigger more returns, he decides to use Lu Qi as his target to maximize his system gains. He feeds her a pill, watching closely as she consumes it in her sleep. The system confirms a 30-fold return, upgrading his pill to a higher quality grade. He feels disappointed by the low return, wanting much more from his limited resources. Zhao Mu plans to use his remaining 9 chances to secure a massive payout. Lu Qi remains in a deep slumber, unaware of his schemes to use her. The system confirms a 3,000-fold return for the vitality pill he just gifted away. Zhao Mu watches as Lu Qi absorbs the potent energy, her body reacting with intensity. He receives a 7th-grade marrow cleansing pill as a massive reward from the system. Holding the glowing pill, he realizes this rare item will drastically improve his cultivation foundation. The pill's true value lies in purifying his root bone aptitude beyond any normal limits. He compares his own potential to the elite geniuses of the sect. Feeling deeply motivated, Zhao Mu decides to consume the pill immediately to raise his own upper potential limit. The medicinal power erupts within him, causing his aura to flare with intense golden light. He quickly sits in a meditative position, focusing entirely on refining the potent medicinal energy. Surrounded by a blazing aura, he enters a deep state of concentration to complete refinement. Lu Qi wakes up complaining about the smell, and urging him to wash up immediately, he touches the door, his internal heat, causing the wooden surface to glow with warmth. Zhao Mu stands in the rain, feeling the transformation taking hold of his physical form. Lu Qi observes him, questioning how he achieved such a breakthrough with only one pill. She grows suspicious, wondering if he consumed other hidden resources to reach this new stage. He struggles to find a plausible explanation for his rapid progress. Without revealing his secret, Lu Qi confronts him, pressing him against the wall. As she demands the honest truth, Zhao Mu deflects her suspicion by suggesting they continue their cultivation session together. He ignores her warnings, determined to push her breakthrough forward. Through their shared physical connection, Lu Qi is left breathless and overwhelmed, her resistance fading as he takes the lead. Zhao Mu decides to leave Lu Qi to her breakthrough. Heading back to his quarters, the system rewards him for his efforts, and he feels his body becoming significantly lighter. He dreams of acquiring a flying sword to roam the vast world beyond the sect. Arriving at the outer sect market, he searches for a high-quality weapon to purchase. He hands over a box of spirit stones to a merchant, securing a powerful blade. The new sword is forged from meteoric iron and features a unique star vortex array. Zhao Mu wonders how much return he will get if he gifts this valuable weapon. Suddenly, a voice calls out to him, and he turns to see a familiar face. Niu Tai, a hulking rival with Ox Demon bloodline, stands before him with his lackeys. Zhao Mu recalls that Niu Tai is a loyal suitor of his captor Chu Jiaoran. Niu Tai radiates a fiery aura, his physical strength far exceeding that of normal cultivators. The rival confronts him, demanding to know if he has been meeting with Chu Jiaoran. Zhao Mu calmly admits it, provoking Niu Tai into a fit of pure unbridled rage. Niu Tai clenches his fist, his muscles bulging. As he prepares to strike with force, the rival screams for Zhao Mu to face his end. Lunging forward with a punch, Zhao Mu effortlessly blocks the massive strike, his palm absorbing the blow. Niu Tai is stunned to realize that his opponent has also reached the foundation stage. The rival refuses to accept that Zhao Mu is now his equal in martial power. Niu Tai unleashes a flurry of rapid strikes, determined to overwhelm him with sheer volume. Zhao Mu mocks his lack of speed, easily dodging every attack while remaining completely calm. Zhao Mu feels the power of his new body, confident he can easily handle Niu Tai. With a swift motion, Zhao Mu deflects the incoming attack and ends the confrontation instantly. His aura flares with golden energy, overwhelming his opponent with a display of superior strength. Niu Tai reels back in pain, his face bloodied, and his confidence completely shattered by defeat. The lackeys watch in horror as their leader lies defeated, questioning how Zhao Mu grew strong. They threaten Zhao Mu with the new family's status, but he only finds their words amusing. Zhao Mu commands his flying sword to strike, showing no mercy to those who challenged him. The weapon embeds itself into the wall, narrowly missing the terrified lackeys. As they scream, Zhao Mu dismisses the sword as a mere medical fee, mocking the value of their lives. The system triggers a 1,000-fold return, rewarding his decision to discard the weapon so casually. Terrified, they scramble away, blaming their boss for the confrontation, while Mu Jioling scoffs loudly. She turns her attention to Zhao Mu, poking him and demanding his full undivided focus. Their proximity creates a sudden spark, shifting the atmosphere from tense combat to something else. She reminds him of their pact, insisting he call her name whenever trouble finds him. Mu Jioling admits she is relieved to have arrived, fearing for her future partner's safety. Zhao Mu observes her behavior, suspecting her interest lies in his appearance rather than power. He chuckles to himself, realizing she is simply captivated by his charm and handsome looks. Mu Jioling stands ready with her blade, her aura shifting to a more protective intensity. She reveals a softer, playful side to Zhao Mu, catching him completely off guard. She insists that he stay safe, declaring that her future husband must avoid all danger. Grabbing his hand, Mu Jioling leads him away from the market through the bustling crowd. She initiates a high-speed movement, carrying them both through the air with effortless flowing grace. Zhao Mu is stunned, knowing such flight without a sword requires immense core formation power. He wonders about her true cultivation level. As she moves with such incredible refined skill, they descend into a secluded area surrounded by a dense and vibrant spiritual energy field. Zhao Mu senses the overwhelming power, questioning if they have reached the sect's holy land. She invites him into her private quarters, leaving him to wonder about her true status. Mu Jioling welcomes Zhao Mu into her private sanctuary, revealing her hidden retreat for rest. She leaps onto her bed with playful energy, clearly comfortable in her own personal space. Urging Zhao Mu to join her while she questions his hesitation and lingering dazed expression, Zhao Mu warns her to keep her distance, struggling to maintain his composure and focus. She teases him for his wandering thoughts, dismissing his concerns with a lighthearted mocking tone. Mu Jieling hands him two ancient manuals providing the resources he needs to grow stronger. Zhao Mu examines the texts, realizing they contain advanced techniques for mastering his sword control. She explains her reasoning, noting his recent breakthrough and his clear desire for martial growth. Mu Jieling gifts him a 4th-grade cold attribute blade designed to balance his internal energy flow. She insists this weapon will suppress his impulses, allowing him to focus entirely on cultivation. Zhao Mu acknowledges her thoughtfulness. While she instructs him to remain here and train diligently, she promises to handle his promotion, ensuring he leaves his servant status behind. For good, Zhao Mu pauses to question her true motives, wondering about the nature of her interest. Mu Jieling playfully declares that he is her future partner, leaving him stunned by her. He recognizes her flirtatious nature, deciding it is safer to focus on his training. Instead, Zhao Mu sits down to study, prioritizing his martial progression over their complex social dynamic. Golden energy swirls around him as he attempts to channel the new sword techniques. But exhaustion hits him, quickly forcing him to question the effectiveness of his recent training. He wonders if his marrow cleansing pill only enhanced his body and not his intellect. Zhao Mu contemplates his next move, fearing his lack of comprehension will stall his progress. Zhao Mu stares at the small creature, realizing that his system might accept unconventional interactions. He theorizes that imparting knowledge to this beast could trigger a massive system return. Zhao Mu grins with a mischievous glint in his eyes, deciding to test his hypothesis. He begins teaching the creature basic multiplication, watching as it becomes completely dazed and confused. The system interface pulses with blue light, confirming that his unconventional teaching has succeeded. Zhao Mu feels his mental clarity sharpen as the system grants him a significant boost. Golden light envelops him, signaling that his comprehension has reached a brand new higher level. His gaze intensifies, reflecting the newfound power and focus he now commands over his mind. Zhao Mu effortlessly manipulates his sword with his thoughts, marveling at his sudden rapid progress. He remains unsatisfied, knowing that his current level is still insufficient for his long-term goals. The creature watches him with wide eyes, seemingly intimidated by his sudden intense aura shift. Zhao Mu decides to continue his experiment, aiming to push his comprehension to the limit. He teaches the creature complex calculus, triggering another massive return that boosts his mental capacity. The system warns him that he has hit a temporary wall, capping his current growth. Zhao Mu accepts the limitation, confident that he can now master any technique. He finds he tests his new power, channeling energy into a strike that radiates immense golden force. The creature recoils as Zhao Mu demonstrates a powerful crackling thunder art. With ease, he cycles through various advanced techniques, effortlessly mastering each one with his enhanced sharp mind. Zhao Mu dismisses the basic manuals as too simple, seeking greater challenges for his growth. He plans to share these techniques with others, intending to farm massive rewards upon release. The small creature approaches Zhao Mu, holding a mysterious bone in its mouth. Zhao Mu pets the creature, accepting the strange gift. With a curious, thoughtful expression, he jokes about making soup, though he senses something unusual about the object itself. Purple energy surges from the bone, revealing it contains the powerful chaos Chunaming art. Zhao Mu sits in shock, realizing the creature has gifted him a profound technique. The system interface activates, detecting the technique and beginning the process of automatic learning. Sudden pain. Zhao Mu accepts the food, while Mu Jieling continues to dote on him constantly. He decides to share the bone with her, testing if she can utilize it. Mu Jieling examines the artifact, shocked by the profound technique hidden within its markings. The system triggers a massive 60-fold return, rewarding Zhao Mu for his generous gift. A new superior technique manifests in his mind, surpassing the original one in power. Zhao Mu stands tall, holding the upgraded scroll as he prepares for his breakthrough. Zhao Mu confirms the system prompt, choosing to empower his body with the new technique. He worries about Mu Jieling discovering his secret cultivation, needing to keep his progress hidden. Mu Jieling suddenly bursts in, furious that he nearly endangered himself with such volatile energy. She explains that his unique constitution barely survived the clash with the chaotic power source. Zhao Mu realizes the danger. He narrowly avoided feeling the lingering pressure of the technique. Mu Jieling remains close, her concern shifting into a protective and somewhat possessive intense gaze. She promises to find safer methods for him, urging him to focus on basic training. Zhao Mu questions her true intentions, sensing that her kindness hides a deeper, calculated motive. She smiles brightly, encouraging him to simply yield to her guidance for his own benefit. Mu Jieling offers him a life of luxury and protection if he becomes her companion. A sudden, overwhelming pressure shatters the room, forcing them both to the ground in terror. The environment collapses under the weight of a powerful incoming force from the sky above. Zhao Mu struggles to breathe, pinned down by the sheer intensity of the mysterious intruder. A figure descends, radiating a terrifying aura that makes the air itself feel heavy. Mu Jieling recognizes the newcomer as her master, trembling as she realizes the grave situation. The master stares down at them, her expression cold and filled with immense silent disappointment. She hovers above them, her presence dominating the space and demanding their absolute fearful respect. Mu Jieling bows low, not daring to look up, while Zhao Mu remains pinned down. The master scolds Mu Jieling, revealing she had high hopes for her to lead them. She condemns Mu Jieling for neglecting her duties to spend time with a lowly servant. Zhao Mu realizes the intruder is the sex saintess, explaining her overwhelming absolute authority. Mu Jieling kneels in submission, begging for mercy while acknowledging her failure to the master. The Saintess manifests a glowing blade, offering a final ultimatum to test Mu Jiuling's resolve. She commands Mu Jiuling to eliminate Zhao Mu, demanding she sever all personal attachments. Immediately, Mu Jiuling pleads for his life, arguing that killing him would damage her own cultivation. She breaks down in tears, terrified that her progress will be permanently halted by betrayal. The Saintess scoffs at her emotional display, questioning if she dares to defy her orders. A surge of violent energy pins them both down, crushing their resistance with immense force. Zhao Mu watches in horror, fearing the Saintess will actually execute her own talented apprentice. Mu Jiuling looks at him, her eyes filled with desperation and deep affection. He whispers for her to harvest his spiritual power, hoping to save her from punishment. The Saintess pauses, sensing the unique energy radiating from Zhao Mu's awakened sacred body. She acknowledges his potential, noting he possesses a rare and highly valuable cultivation talent. She reveals her interest in his growth, seeing him as a useful rare asset. Mu Jiuling blurts out a frantic, nonsensical excuse, trying to protect him from her master. Zhao Mu quickly interjects to dismiss her claims, attempting to de-escalate the tense, dangerous situation. The Saintess decides to spare him for now, prioritizing Mu Jiuling's future over his death. She orders him to return to the outer sect, forbidding any further contact with her. She departs with Mu Jiuling, leaving Zhao Mu alone and vulnerable in the aftermath. Zhao Mu stands shaken, realizing how easily the Saintess could have ended his life instantly. He feels the crushing weight of his weakness, desperate to reach a higher level. He returns to the servant quarters, blending into the crowd to avoid unwanted attention. Inside his room, he settles down, ready to utilize the resources he recently acquired. He displays the scroll and sword, planning to leverage them for his rapid advancement. He commands the system to initiate the empowerment process, eager to see the results. Golden energy surges around him as the system begins to refine his internal power. He marvels at the incredible speed of his cultivation, fueled by his sacred body. The system alerts him that the local spiritual energy is insufficient for his needs. He confirms the prompt, authorizing the system to consume his saved spirit stones immediately. A massive pile of spirit stones appears, glowing brightly as they prepare for absorption. The stones shatter, releasing a torrent of pure energy that floods into his meridians. He laughs as the spiritual power flows into him, accelerating his breakthrough process. Night falls over the sect while he continues his intense, focused session of cultivation. He sits in meditation, surrounded by a protective aura of golden, swirling spiritual light. He realizes he has depleted 70,000 stones, shocked by the sheer cost. He celebrates reaching the third layer of foundation establishment, feeling significantly more powerful. He stretches, knowing he must find new ways to generate wealth for cultivation. A group of aggressive disciples corners him, demanding he share his recent hard-won benefits. Hu Qiang leads the confrontation, mocking Zhao Mu while his lackeys surround the area. He grins menacingly, pressuring Zhao Mu to pay them a tribute for his survival. The bully dominates the servant quarters, known for his brutal treatment of fellow disciples. Zhao Mu confronts him directly, mocking his greed for spirit stones and his reputation. The bully lunges forward in a rage, transforming into a beastly form to crush him. Zhao Mu remains calm, easily dodging the clumsy, slow attack with his superior agility. He lands a precise, powerful strike, sending Hu Qiang reeling backward in sudden pain. His lackeys panic as their leader takes a direct hit, rushing forward to intervene. Hu Qiang coughs up blood, stunned that Zhao Mu has reached the foundation establishment realm. He smiles confidently, his aura flaring as he prepares to finish the fight. The lackeys surround him, following Hu Qiang's desperate command to attack all at once. He stands his ground, radiating a calm intensity that unnerves his multiple attackers. He moves like a blur, weaving through their strikes while landing precise counterattacks. Nearby disciples watch in disbelief, warning Zhao Mu about the difficulty of this battle. He channels his internal energy, focusing his power for a decisive final blow. He unleashes a wave of red energy, blasting the lackeys away with overwhelming force. Hu Qiang leaps from above, attempting a desperate strike to regain his lost momentum. Zhao Mu watches the beast man descend, his expression cold and completely devoid of fear. He readies his fist, glowing with a crimson light as he prepares to strike. He delivers a devastating blow, sending Hu Qiang crashing into the hard ground. The impact is so severe that Hu Qiang accidentally knocks out his own lackey. He retreats, nursing his injuries and swearing vengeance against Zhao Mu for today. Zhao Mu stands victorious over the defeated tiger demon, his aura burning with intense power. He silences the groaning beast, asserting his dominance over the former bully of the quarters. The surrounding disciples cheer for Zhao Mu, grateful that he finally stood up to them. He retrieves the stolen spirit stones from the fallen rival, reclaiming the wealth for everyone. He announces his intention to return the stolen goods to their original rightful owners. He tosses the bag into the air, scattering the glowing stones among the grateful crowd. The disciples scramble to collect their lost property, praising Zhao Mu as their new hero. The system rewards his generosity with a massive return, boosting his personal spirit stone reserves. Zhao Mu approaches Wang Chan, offering him a rare pill as a gesture of gratitude. He is stunned by the gift, initially refusing to accept such a valuable item. Zhao Mu insists, flicking the pill into his mouth to ensure he receives the benefit. The system triggers another return, granting Zhao Mu a superior pill for his own cultivation. He warns him about the powerful backers behind his rivals, urging him to leave. Zhao Mu agrees, already planning his next move to secure his safety in the sect. He arrives at the outer sect management hall, seeking an official change in his status. Inside, he finds the manager tending to a large furnace, flames roaring with intense heat. Jiang Dingkun, the manager, looks up with a weary expression, questioning the reason for the visit. Zhao Mu bows, respectfully presenting himself as a disciple seeking to advance his current rank. The manager watches him in silence, evaluating his potential and his sudden, unexpected confidence. He gestures toward the furnace, demonstrating his control over the flames with his finger. The furnace explodes, startling Zhao Mu as the refinement process ends in total chaos. The manager coughs in the thick smoke, clearly frustrated by the sudden failed attempt. He blames Zhao Mu for the distraction, ordering him to leave the hall immediately. He suspects the manager sabotaged the process on purpose, perhaps under secret orders. He remains calm, offering a generous bribe to smooth over the manager's sudden anger. The manager is shocked by the massive amount of spirit stones, his attitude shifting. He quickly agrees to process the promotion, now eager to assist Zhao Mu. He probes for information, asking who might be trying to block his advancement. The manager remains cautious, claiming he only solves problems for money and avoids politics. He offers even more wealth, testing the manager's greed to extract vital secrets. The manager leans in, drawing a mysterious symbol on the floor with small stones. He studies the pattern, recognizing the hidden meaning behind the manager's cryptic warning. He realizes Chu Jiaoran is the one pulling the strings behind his current troubles. The manager reveals her vast network of spies, making it dangerous to stay here. Zhao Mu thanks him and departs, deciding to seek refuge with his ally Lu Qi. He takes to the sky on his flying sword, speeding toward the distant residence. He plans to lay low at her place until the situation stabilizes further. He arrives at the secluded compound, descending quickly to avoid being spotted by others. He pauses, spotting two figures exiting Lu Qi's room and feeling immediate suspicion. Long Tianxiang stands with an elder, their presence signaling a major unforeseen new threat. The two sect members walk through the courtyard, discussing the future of their political alliances. The elder suggests that a marriage union is now necessary following a recent breakthrough. He agrees, setting his sights on winning the upcoming grand hunting competition for status. Zhao Mu watches from the shadows, mocking the arrogance of the man he calls a rival. He arrives at Lu Qi's residence, channeling his energy to announce his presence. She greets him with a warm smile, clearly pleased to see him in her quarters. He asks about the marriage rumors, his tone sharp with disdain for the distant threat. She pulls him close, curious about what drove him to seek her out so suddenly. He complains about the obstacles in the outer sect, venting his frustration to his ally. Lu Qi reveals her recent core formation breakthrough, vowing to challenge her enemies very soon. She credits her rapid progress to his support, leaning in with a grateful, intimate expression. He warns her about the intensity of his energy, but she encourages him forward. She asks for his help with her cultivation, pulling him into a deeper shared practice. Their silhouettes dance behind the paper screen, their energy merging in the quiet of night. Exhausted after the session, Lu Qi rests, the physical toll of the breakthrough finally settling. He checks his system, noting the energy harvest and the 50-fold return he received. The system warns that repeated cultivation with the same partner causes the reward to decay. He realizes that relying on one person limits his growth, forcing him to rethink his strategy. He considers expanding his network of allies to maximize the system's potential for power. He pushes those thoughts aside, focusing entirely on absorbing spirit stones to reach new heights. He channels his energy, triggering a massive system breakthrough to the fourth layer. He checks his remaining supplies, realizing his rapid growth has already drained his resources. He contemplates his next move, knowing he must secure more wealth to keep advancing. A sudden sharp sound echoes through the room, drawing his attention to the paper screen. He pulls the screen aside, only to find an unexpected visitor standing in his path. The Saintess stares him down, her presence instantly shifting the tension in the small room. He stammers in surprise, recognizing the authority he has been trying to avoid lately. She commands him to address her by her name, Zixuan, asserting her absolute cold dominance. He feigns a relaxed posture, wondering what business brings such a powerful figure to him. Zixuan watches him in silence, her expression unreadable as she evaluates his current cultivation state. She reaches out, pressing a finger against his core to test his pure yang energy. She demands his cooperation, intending to use his unique power to fuel her own cultivation. He recoils slightly, feeling the immediate pressure of her intent against his own defenses. He attempts to deflect, warning her that such harvest techniques offer diminishing returns for him. Zixuan ignores his protest, unleashing a wave of spiritual pressure that pins him in place. Her overwhelming force crushes his resistance, leaving him struggling to maintain his own composure. She demands a simple answer, forcing him to choose between submission or immediate harsh consequences. He masks his true thoughts, agreeing to her terms while plotting his eventual revenge. He leans into the interaction, asking for guidance on how to best aid her harvesting. Zixuan turns away her reaction, revealing a flicker of unexpected emotion at his bold response. Zixuan opens a swirling portal, silencing him with a sharp command to stay quiet. The gateway pulses with intense energy, signaling their immediate departure from the current location. They arrive at the Purple Sky Cave, abode, a secluded sanctuary hidden deep within nature. Zixuan leads the way, ordering him to follow her closely into the private grounds. She explains this is her personal retreat where no one dares to disturb her cultivation. He attempts to cooperate with her demands, though he remains confused by her actions. Zixuan clarifies that she has her own specific plans and does not require his clothes. He laughs off the tension, trying to maintain his composure while analyzing their strange situation. Suddenly, Zixuan binds him with a magical restraint, silencing his protests with a thick gag. She instructs him to remain still and focus entirely on assisting her with her cultivation. Zixuan warns him that failure to comply with her strict orders will result in death. She forces him into a pool of water, leaving him sputtering as he resurfaces quickly. Zixuan commands him to wash himself clean, maintaining her cold authority over the entire process. He wonders if he is dreaming, but she cuts him off with a harsh command. She suddenly teleports him through the air, demonstrating her overwhelming control over the local space. He lands in a new area, feeling the surge of her power binding him again. He realizes he cannot resist her strength, feeling completely trapped by her superior cultivation. He is startled when a mysterious presence touches his face, breaking his focus on Zixuan. Two new arrivals in Lille and in Yuanyuan appear, replacing the Saintess in his view. The sisters question his hesitation, pressing him for a reaction while he remains completely stunned. The sisters explain their role as puppets tasked with harvesting energy from him. He is shocked by their efficiency, wondering how they managed to replace the Saintess. He tests his own strength, grabbing one sister's arm to gauge their true combat capabilities. He shifts his stance, deciding to demonstrate his own power to them. One sister cries out, urging him to be gentle while she defends her sibling's safety. He stares intensely at the sister, his gaze causing her to falter in her resolve. Zixuan watches from her seat, clearly annoyed by the unexpected delay in their cultivation session. The sisters eventually collapse in exhaustion while he remains energized by the ongoing process. He realizes the hot spring enhances his energy, keeping him at peak performance despite everything. The sisters huddle together, complaining about his relentless pace while he stands by unbothered. They kneel before Zixuan, apologizing for the delay and blaming his overwhelming constitution. Zixuan dismisses their concerns, admitting she observed the entire event and found no fault. She orders the sisters to leave the collected energy behind and go heal their wounds. The sisters bow in gratitude, quickly retreating from the room to follow her direct command. He prepares to depart, catching Zixuan's attention as he gathers his belongings to leave. He asks for her assessment of his performance, hoping to gauge his standing with her. Zixuan tosses him a reward, providing the resources he needs to continue his rapid growth. He examines the spirit stones and pills, thrilled by the massive windfall he received. He celebrates his success, feeling confident that his strategy to gain wealth is working perfectly. Zixuan interrupts his thoughts, demanding to know why he is still lingering in her presence. He suggests that direct dual cultivation would be far more effective for her goals. Zixuan blushes at his bold proposal, her expression shifting from cold authority to visible hesitation. She snaps, ordering him to leave immediately while she struggles to maintain her composure. A portal opens, whisking him away before he can press his advantage any further. He finds himself back in his own space, surrounded by his familiar energy. He reflects on the Saintess' unpredictable methods, feeling relieved to be back in safety. His system notifies him of a massive improvement to his sacred body from the exchange. He sits in meditation, channeling the newly gained power to stabilize his internal cultivation. He grins, realizing that diversifying his partners is the key to unlocking greater system rewards. He feels secure, believing his unique constitution has finally earned him a stable foothold. Zixuan remains in her sanctuary, contemplating the potential benefits of the energy she just acquired. She examines the substance he left behind, hoping it will finally meet her high expectations. The sisters continue their service, their presence lingering in the memory of the recent session. Zixuan experiences a sudden surge of power, her reaction betraying the intensity of the effect. She regains her focus, dismissing the distraction and reaffirming her dedication to her own path. The sisters observe from the shadows, wondering if his energy carries unexpected side effects. The next day arrives, bringing a quiet morning to the sect's secluded training grounds. Lu Qi stretches after a long rest, unaware of the events that transpired overnight. She watches him meditating nearby, her gaze lingering on his focused and calm demeanor. Lu Qi praises his early start, while he claims a sudden breakthrough inspired his diligence. Lu Qi invites Zhao Mu to challenge the dangerous climbing heaven road together. This ancient secret realm looms ahead, a swirling portal marking its entrance. She explains the 12 layers, noting that only the elite reach the third level. The realm is guarded by powerful entities that test every challenger's limits. Lu Qi warns him about Chu Jioran, who dominates the fourth layer with ease. Zhao Mu questions her dedication, but she insists this challenge benefits them both equally. She expresses her desire to prove the superiority of human cultivators over the demons. He acknowledges the deep-seated rivalry that persists despite the sect's official equality. They agree to enter the trial together, stepping forward with newfound confidence and purpose. The pair stands before the gateway, preparing to face the unknown trials within. Other disciples retreat from the portal, defeated by the overwhelming strength of the monsters. A group gathers around Niu Tai, praising his recent massive rise in the rankings. Niu Tai boasts of his talent, now holding the 79th spot among the elite. He glances back, feeling the pressure of a hidden observer, watching his every move. A mysterious woman commands him to complete his assigned task. Without further delays, Niu Tai obeys her instantly, his bravado vanishing. As he focuses on his orders, he spots Zhao Mu and Lu Qi, his expression darkening with immediate open hostility. Niu Tai mocks Zhao Mu, questioning why Lu Qi would choose such a partner. Lu Qi retorts, reminding him of his previous defeat at Zhao Mu's hands. Zhao Mu dismisses the rival, urging his ally to ignore the noise and proceed. Niu Tai channels his raw power, his aura flaring with a violent crimson intensity. He lunges forward with a devastating strike, forcing Zhao Mu to react with speed. Zhao Mu narrowly dodges the blow, his calm demeanor contrasting with the chaotic surroundings. This sparring challenge begins within a protective barrier, isolating the two combatants from onlookers. Lu Qi warns him against accepting the match, but Zhao Mu remains entirely unbothered. He proposes a high-stakes wager, goading Niu Tai into raising the match's intensity. Niu Tai accepts the terms, putting his own flying sword on the line. Immediately, Zhao Mu counters by offering his storage ring as the stakes for their clash. Their eyes lock. As the challenge becomes official, the air crackling with impending conflict, spectators gather around the square, whispering about the unexpected match between the two rivals. Some disciples express disdain for Zhao Mu, mocking his rapid rise through the ranks. A mysterious woman watches from the crowd, intrigued by his sudden bold defiance. She observes the tension, noting that this conflict might serve her own hidden agenda. She whispers a dark command, urging Niu Tai to eliminate Zhao Mu without mercy. Niu Tai promises to deliver, preparing to unleash his full strength against his opponent. He surges forward with incredible speed, his movements leaving a trail of destruction behind. Lu Qi shouts a warning, fearing Zhao Mu cannot withstand such a power. Niu Tai leaps high, descending with a crushing strike aimed directly at him. The impact shakes the arena, sending a cloud of dust billowing across the floor. Onlookers gasp as Niu Tai reveals his mastery of the advanced afterimage step technique. They anticipate a swift end for Zhao Mu, doubting he can survive Niu Tai's raw power. Chu Jioran watches with cold amusement, mocking him for refusing to serve her interests, but shock ripples through the crowd as Zhao Mu successfully blocks the overwhelming sudden assault. He holds firm, gripping the rival's horns to neutralize the momentum of the crushing strike. The arena trembles under the strain, leaving spectators stunned by his unexpected resilience. Zhao Mu taunts Niu Tai, questioning if that pathetic display was truly his best effort. Chu Jioran intervenes from the sidelines, barking orders for Niu Tai to consume a hidden pill forced into a corner. The rival swallows the substance, his aura beginning to shift violently. A surge of crimson energy erupts, signaling a dangerous transformation. As he loses control, Niu Tai fully embraces his minotaur form, his physical presence expanding with terrifying demonic intensity. Zhao Mu realizes the situation has spiraled, noting the unfair advantage granted by the pill. He calls out the blatant cheating, but Chu Jioran dismisses his complaints with a smirk. She reveals the pill's purpose, designed to forcibly stimulate the dormant bloodline of the demon race. Niu Tai's power continues to climb, fueled by the artificial boost provided by his patron. He prepares a final lethal strike, vowing to leave nothing behind of his opponent. He lunges with blinding speed, executing an afterimage strike that blurs the very air. The crowd watches in awe, unable to track the movements of the empowered barbaric ox. Zhao Mu narrowly evades the direct impact, his calm focus allowing him to survive, yet the sheer pressure of the strike tears through his sleeve, drawing a shallow cut. He stands his ground, realizing the wind pressure alone was enough to cause him injury. The arena floor cracks under the sheer weight of the rivals. Heavy sudden landing energy swirls around the portal. As onlookers watch the intense high-stakes duel unfold, disciples whisper in disbelief, questioning how such raw power exists within the Foundation establishment realm. Niu Tai stands tall in his transformed state, his confidence radiating with every breath. Zhao Mu remains steady, his eyes locked on the rival who vows to end him. He acknowledges Niu Tai's strength, yet his own aura begins to flare with heat. A sharp, knowing smile crosses Zhao Mu's face. As he prepares a counterattack, both combatants surge forward, their auras colliding in a blinding flash of golden and red. Zhao Mu's fist glows, with intense energy cutting through the air with absolute focus precision. He lands a direct, devastating blow, shattering the rival's defense with a single clean strike. Niu Tai is sent flying across the arena, his transformation failing as he hits ground. The impact leaves him broken. While Chu Jioran watches the scene with cold eyes, she stares in shock, unable to process how her pawn was defeated so easily. Niu Tai lies motionless, his demonic form fading, as he suffers a total crushing defeat. Zhao Mu stands victorious, his calm demeanor leaving the crowd questioning his true hidden power. Lu Qi approaches him with a bright smile, clearly impressed by his overwhelming swift dominance. She praises his performance, though Zhao Mu remains cautious of the many eyes watching them. Chu Jioran scoffs at the fallen rival, dismissing him as nothing more than useless trash. She orders her subordinates to remove the defeated fighter, her frustration boiling just beneath the surface. As the group moves to obey, Zhao Mu steps forward, calling out to stop them. Disciples argue over the fallen fighter, claiming his defeat was inevitable against such overwhelming strength. Zhao Mu laughs off the tension, tossing a heavy bag of spirit stones to the group. He calls the massive payment medical expenses, leaving onlookers stunned by his casual display of wealth. While the crowd whispers about his arrogance, they cannot help but admire his bold, handsome presence. Zhao Mu checks his system, noting the 100-fold return has successfully boosted his massive resource stockpile. Chu Jioran emerges from the shadows, her eyes locked on him with a predatory, intense hunger. She approaches him with a seductive smirk, attempting to pull him back into her manipulative orbit, promising him everything he desires if he only submits to her authority. Once again, Zhao Mu rejects her advances, his aura flaring as he pushes back against her suffocating pressure. He stares her down, declaring that she is entirely unworthy of his loyalty or his time. Chu Jioran trembles with rage, her energy surging as she prepares to lash out in fury, but Lu Qi steps between them, her own power radiating to shield Zhao Mu from harm. She scolds Chu Jioran, refusing to let her treat him like a disposable, worthless tool. Lu Qi vows to climb the heaven road, surpassing her rank to settle this score. Fairly, she grabs Zhao Mu's hand, leading him away, while promising to repay every injury he suffered. The pair reaches a glowing portal, with Lu Qi dismissing his praise with a sharp, cool tone. They step through the shimmering gateway together, vanishing from the sight of the seething crowd. Chu Jioran screams in frustration, her aura shattering the ground as she watches them escape. She vows to make their lives miserable, her eyes burning with a deep, vengeful hatred. The onlookers watch her spiral, noting her high status as a rising star of the Fox clan. Niu Ao observes the sect drama, noting the rivalry over Zhao Mu with deep envy. High above the sect, the nine dragons' sword wound looms as a site of power. Long Tianxiang sits in deep meditation, surrounded by a swirling violet aura of intense energy. His eyes snap open, radiating a sharp, focused intent that cuts through the quiet air. A sudden surge of power manifests, striking the surrounding stone with a violent, glowing force. He maintains his calm, his hand forming a precise seal to control the flow. He dismisses the display of power as merely average, his standards set impossibly high today. Niu Ao arrives, interrupting the seclusion to report on the latest rumors from the sect. He whispers that Lu Qi is embroiled in a jealous dispute involving the Fox clan. The master bristles at the interruption, his golden aura flaring in a display of irritation. Sharp blades of light materialize, pinning Niu Ao in place with overwhelming, crushing spiritual pressure. Terrified, he begs for mercy, apologizing profusely for the interruption to his superior's training. The master commands him to stop, his gaze cold as he prepares a final lesson. Trembling, he waits for further instructions, fearing the consequences of his clumsy, unwanted report. A flash of golden light strikes him, forcing him to buckle under the impact. He gasps in confusion, clutching his chest as a strange burning sensation takes hold inside. His master watches with a smirk, ordering him to inspect the mark left behind. A glowing sword emblem burns on Niu Ao's chest, pulsating with a dangerous, lingering energy. The master explains it is a strand of his own condensed intent, a permanent warning. He stares down the messenger, coldly labeling those who challenge him as ignorant small ants. He commands his subordinate to eliminate Zhao Mu, his voice cold and detached. The subordinate accepts the order with a grin, fueled by a surge of golden energy. Zhao Mu and Lu Qi arrive at the entrance of the mysterious climbing heaven road. Lu Qi explains the trial's rules, noting they will be separated upon entering the first floor. A moment of quiet tension passes between them as they prepare for the coming challenge. They share a brief, intimate moment before the path forces them into their separate trials. Lu Qi turns away, warning Zhao Mu to remain vigilant as she steps into the mist. He smiles to himself, reminding her that she is the one who needs to be careful. He walks forward alone, his expression hardening as he enters the heart of the trial. Shadows loom in the distance, their glowing eyes watching him from the swirling thick clouds. A massive red-eyed avian beast emerges from the gloom, blocking his path with a screech. A ferocious, spiky-furred beast leaps from the ground, snarling as it circles him. A third swamp-like creature with a long tongue appears, completing the trio of deadly guardians. These three beasts surround Zhao Mu, their combined pressure shaking the foundation of the arena. He dodges a crushing blow, the ground shattering beneath the force of their assault. He realizes the trial is far more dangerous than expected, pitting him against Foundation establishment beasts. The spiky beast spins like a whirlwind, launching sharp projectiles toward the center of the room. He narrowly avoids the barrage of spikes, his movements fluid and precise under pressure. He flares his internal energy, his eyes burning with a newfound aggressive desire to fight back. He unleashes a powerful golden strike, catching the startled beasts completely off guard. He delivers a decisive, crushing blow, sending the three beasts flying into the distance. He stands amidst the wreckage, unimpressed by the ease of his victory in the trial. A system notification appears, offering him a choice of 3 distinct rewards for his success. He selects the high-grade palm technique, realizing it perfectly complements his unique sacred body. He examines the manual with a satisfied smirk, ready to integrate this new combat power. Focusing his intent, he begins to channel the true fire of the sun within him. The technique ignites, wrapping his hand in a blazing, intense heat that radiates immense power. With a flick of his wrist, he tests the technique, shattering stone with absolute ease. Confident and prepared, he steps onto the portal, leading toward the second floor's unknown dangers. A surge of energy marks his arrival at the third layer of the heaven road. Lu Qi dominates her own trial, her sword cutting through the beasts with lethal precision. She clears the third layer, her breathing steady as she prepares for the next challenge. Onlookers at the sect board track the rankings, noting Lu Qi's rapid and impressive ascent. A sudden update catches their attention as Zhao Mu's name appears on the pride rank. The crowd whispers in disbelief, noting how quickly he climbed after clearing the first layer. Chu Jioran watches the board with narrowed eyes, clearly agitated by their sudden, unexpected success. A new arrival steps onto the scene, his presence drawing the immediate gaze of everyone. Nalan Chuang, the top-ranked outer disciple, makes his entrance with a display of arrogant grace. Nearby disciples grumble about his vanity, dismissing his status as merely a product of bloodline. The atmosphere turns tense as he confronts the group, his cold gaze silencing them. His arm shifts, revealing a hardened, scaled surface that hints at his powerful lineage. He strikes his subordinates with effortless speed, leaving them broken and bleeding on the ground. He expresses his disdain for gossip, his cold demeanor radiating a sharp, dangerous intent. Chu Jioran approaches him, her expression guarded as she questions his sudden presence among them. He laughs, mocking her for the rumors surrounding her connection to Zhao Mu. She flares with violet energy, her patience snapping as she prepares to strike back. She lunges at him, but he remains calm, taunting her with his superior speed. He catches her incoming strike with a single hand, his grip firm and completely unshakable. He effortlessly neutralizes her power, his fingers pinning her wrist with absolute overwhelming control. Niu Ao suddenly intervenes, his massive armored form looming over them to stop the conflict. He glares with intense hostility, his presence marking him as a high-level inner disciple. Chu Jiorn mocks Niu Ao, questioning if he truly intends to avenge his fallen cousin. He bristles, claiming he acts under the direct orders of the powerful Long Tianxiang. Nalan Chuang chuckles, finding the sudden display of inner sect power to be highly amusing. He stares at the group, intrigued by the prospect of a low-level disciple causing trouble. The group turns their attention to the ranking board, where a new development unfolds. Zhao Mu's name surges up the list, shocking everyone with his unprecedented rapid climbing speed. Inside the trial, he stands before the portal leading to the second layer. He unleashes the burning flame palm, instantly incinerating a massive beast blocking his path forward. Clearing the second layer, he dismisses the available rewards as insufficient for his growing needs. He claims the reward, his hand closing around the mysterious glowing object. Second-grade flying sword manifests, its blade shimmering with a cold white jade light. He sighs, finding the weapon's grade underwhelming and deciding to discard it immediately. Stepping through the portal, he arrives at the next stage of the Heaven Road. A swarm of menacing beasts surrounds him, their glowing eyes fixed on their target. He channels his internal energy, preparing to face the overwhelming number of opponents. He ignites his aura, determined to push his physical limits against the incoming horde. The beasts move with blinding speed, closing the distance before he can react fully. He launches his burning flame palm, striking the first beast with explosive force. The impact sends a shockwave through the room, clearing a path amidst the chaos. He remains focused, his golden aura shielding him from the relentless, coordinated beast attacks. He delivers a precise strike, his foot connecting with a beast's open maw. The creature recoils as his palm technique burns through its thick armored hide. Another beast howls in pain, its defenses shattered by his overwhelming concentrated energy. Zhao Mu pauses to catch his breath, marveling at his body's resilience. A winged predator dives from above, forcing him to shift his stance instantly. He parries the assault with a fluid motion, his movements becoming increasingly efficient. Standing tall, he surveys the remaining threats with a confident, slightly arrogant smirk. He prepares for the final push, trusting his physical strength to carry him. Massive fire tornadoes erupt across the floor, consuming the remaining beasts in searing heat. He channels his inner fire, creating a massive blazing barrier against the encroaching flames. He celebrates his success, realizing his control over the technique has reached a new level. A green restorative energy envelops him, signaling the rapid healing of his physical injuries. He notes his body's enhanced resilience, feeling ready to tackle the trial's next stage. He stands before the stairs, confident that he can now challenge the fourth layer's difficulty. A system prompt offers 3 new rewards, but he remains cautious about their potential utility. He realizes that any treasures obtained within the trial cannot be utilized. While still inside, he decides to focus on mastering a new cultivation method. To boost his power, he sits in meditation, absorbing the technique's essence to prepare for the upcoming tougher challenges. Outside, the trial disciples panic as the Grand Array displays an unprecedented, shocking ranking shift. Zhao Mu's name climbs to the 13th spot, leaving the crowd in a state of disbelief. Onlookers debate how a low-level disciple could possibly achieve such a feat so quickly. Chu Jiorn seethes with frustration, unable to comprehend the source of his sudden massive strength. She scoffs at the crowd's shock, attempting to maintain her composure despite her growing anger. Niu Ao stands by, dismissing the outer sect disciples as weak and entirely worthless. A flash of light signals Lu Qi's exit from the trial, drawing everyone's immediate attention. She emerges with a high rank, having successfully pushed Chu Jiorn down the pride list. Lu Qi brushes off the crowd's praise, her gaze locking onto her rival. With indifference, she taunts Chu Jiorn, enjoying the visible irritation her success has caused the Fox clan. Chu Jiorn retaliates by gesturing toward Niu Ao, threatening Zhao Mu's safety with his presence. Lu Qi recognizes the threat, identifying the powerful intersect disciple as Niu Tai's cousin. Meanwhile, Zhao Mu sits in deep meditation, his body crackling with raw, unstable purple lightning energy. His eyes snap open, glowing with a fierce, focused intensity. As he masters the technique, he unleashes the purple lightning entanglement, filling the space with a web of electricity. The ground fractures under the sheer intensity of the discharge, scattering debris across the floor. He marvels at his own comprehension, having grasped the basics of the lightning method. Quickly, he tests the attack range, noting its effectiveness against multiple targets in tight spaces. Feeling refreshed and ready, he rises to his feet to continue his ascent upward. He approaches the portal to the 4th layer, curious about the challenges waiting within. A massive shadowy beast emerges from the darkness, its sharp fangs dripping with hunger. The predator lunges from the rocks, its body wreathed in a cold, ethereal blue flame. Zhao Mu feels the creature's immense pressure, realizing this fight will be his toughest yet. He prepares for the clash, drawing upon his internal fire. To counter the beast's speed, the creature strikes with lightning speed, leaving deep bleeding gashes across his chest. He retaliates, instantly thrusting his burning flame palm toward the agile leaping predator. A torrent of fire erupts from his hand, engulfing the space in blinding, searing light. He struggles to track the beast's movement, frustrated by its incredible, almost impossible speed. Zhao Mu slams his hands into the ground, sending a pulse of lightning. Outward, the beast is caught in the trap, its movement slowed by the surging electrical current. He seizes the opening, channeling all his remaining power into a final, decisive strike. Zhao Mu is stunned as the beast shifts its trajectory mid-air. To avoid his strike, he laughs, revealing that his lightning entanglement was a trap. To pin the creature down, the beast is caught in the electrical web, its movements restricted by the surging power. Suddenly, the creature lashes out with a hidden claw, catching him by surprise. He collapses to his knees, clutching a deep bleeding wound on his chest in pain. Zhao Mu smiles, grimly accepting that he has reached his limit against this formidable opponent. System notification triggers, announcing a massive return for his defeat by the demon beast. Golden light floods his body, rapidly mending his injuries, and surging with newfound intense power. Zhao Mu stands empowered, receiving the legendary human emperor bloodline. As a reward for surviving, he stares at the system interface in shock, processing the weight of this unexpected gift. The system displays a vision of ancient history, showing the rise of powerful competing races. Mythical creatures clash in the vision, illustrating the brutal struggle for dominance in the past. The human race is depicted in a desperate fight for survival. Against overwhelming monstrous forces, legendary warriors emerge to turn the tide, sacrificing everything to protect their people from extinction. They refine their physical forms to absolute perfection, granting the human race a fighting chance. Zhao Mu feels the bloodline's power, vowing to one day eradicate all threats to humanity. He channels his energy, unleashing a massive fiery strike that shakes the entire trial floor. The beast is thrown back by the sheer force, its previous dominance completely shattered. Now, he taunts the creature, his confidence restored. As he prepares to finish the fight, the beast growls in submission, clearly intimidated by the sudden, overwhelming shift in his power. The beast lunges with terrifying speed, its glowing eyes locked onto the defiant lead. Zhao Mu smiles, realizing the creature's movements have become predictable to his sharpened senses. He dodges the attack with a fluid step, positioning himself to counter the beast's momentum. A golden light gathers at his fingertips, crackling with the intensity of his new power. He strikes his hand, piercing through the beast's defenses. With a sharp, decisive impact, he stands amidst the settling dust, catching his breath after the intense, high-stakes combat encounter. The trial offers 3 powerful rewards, forcing him to weigh their benefits. For his growth, he selects the pill, intending to pass it on to an ally for their benefit. Zhao Mu turns toward the exit, sensing the growing commotion occurring outside the trial walls. Disciples gather in shock, pointing at the ranking board. As the numbers shift once again, the board confirms Zhao Mu has claimed the top spot on the Heavenly Pride rank. Lu Qi watches the board with excitement, while Chu Jiaoren stares in cold, bitter disbelief. Niu Ao grinds his teeth, vowing to use his full strength to eliminate the lead. Zhao Mu steps through the portal, unaware of the intense scrutiny awaiting him outside. Now, he finds himself facing 5 powerful demons, their combined presence creating a suffocating heavy pressure. He raises his hands in a gesture of calm, acknowledging the overwhelming odds. Ahead, a brilliant red blade of energy manifests, cutting through the air with lethal, sharp intent. He stands his ground, taunting the powerful entities, while preparing his next defensive tactical move. One of the demons recoils in pain, struck by his sudden, unexpected force. He laughs, promising to return with even greater strength to settle the score later. Zhao Mu remains calm, his eyes glowing with confidence. As he prepares for the confrontation, he emerges from the trial portal, his sudden appearance drawing the immediate attention of everyone. He smiles at the crowd, mocking them for their apparent eagerness to witness him. Niu Ao launches a devastating fiery attack. The ground erupting beneath his immense crushing force. He looms over Zhao Mu, gloating about his long-awaited chance to finally settle the score. Lu Qi and Chu Jiaoren stand ready, their expressions tense as they watch the unfolding conflict. They urge Zhao Mu to retreat, warning him of the danger posed by the inner disciple. Zhao Mu questions Chu Jiaoren's motives for intervening, suspicious of her sudden, unexpected protective behavior. Niu Ao senses the elders approaching, realizing he must eliminate his target before they arrive. He charges forward with a roar, determined to avenge his cousin regardless of the cost. Zhao Mu enters a focused state, ready to test his limits against a peak expert. He channels the human emperor bloodline, his aura flaring to meet the powerful strike. This collision creates a massive shockwave, leaving the surrounding disciples stunned by his defensive power. They watch in disbelief as Zhao Mu withstands the peak expert's attack with absolute ease. Niu Ao stares in shock, realizing the lead possesses the legendary emperor bloodline. Zhao Mu blocks the massive fist with a single hand, his strength matching the expert. Niu Ao grows desperate, his frustration mounting. As he realizes his opponent's hidden secrets, he unleashes a powerful sword intent, the energy crackling with lethal force. Lu Qi and Chu Jiaoren scream in alarm, fearing the lethal power of the strike. Niu Ao grins, believing his sword intent will finally end the life of his target. Zhao Mu channels his inner power, his eyes burning with a focused intensity. He deflects the fiery breath, his movements precise as he maneuvers around the massive attack. Zhao Mu realizes the sword intent he faces belongs to the powerful genius Long Tianxiang. He activates the human emperor bloodline, his body erupting in a golden radiance. Lu Qi shouts for him to hold on, her voice filled with growing concern. This sword intent strikes, creating a blinding explosion that engulfs the entire training arena floor. Lu Qi and Chu Jioran watch in horror. Convinced that the lead has been completely destroyed, Chu Jioran trembles, realizing she has failed her master's task. As the dust begins to settle, Niu Ao stands amidst the smoke, gloating about the inevitable consequences of challenging a powerful expert. Lu Qi gasps, her eyes widening, as she spots a figure emerging from the thick smoke. Zhao Mu coughs, his body battered, but still standing, much to the shock of the onlookers. He grins through the blood, mocking the sword intent as being far weaker than he expected. Zhao Mu stands defiant, his physical form showing the scars of the brutal combat encounter. Niu Ao stares in disbelief, unable to process how his target survived such a lethal blow. He lunges again, his fists wreathed in flames, as he attempts to finish the job quickly. Lu Qi intercepts the attack, her sword clashing against the expert with a sharp metallic ring. Niu Ao swipes her aside, his rage blinding him to everything except his primary target. He delivers a crushing blow, but Zhao Mu barely manages to brace himself against the impact. A sudden, overwhelming pressure descends, pinning Niu Ao to the ground with a force of gravity. Niu Ao roars in defiance, demanding to know who has dared to intervene in his fight. Zixuan descends upon the arena, her overwhelming aura instantly pinning Niu Ao to the ground. She questions if anyone dares to oppose her authority over the rising star. Zhao Mu. Niu Ao trembles in the dirt, terrified by the sudden presence of the powerful saintess. The entire crowd falls silent as Zixuan asserts her absolute dominance over the training grounds. Zixuan admits that Zhao Mu has finally caught her attention with his record-breaking performance. She acknowledges his unique status, while Zhao Mu dismisses his own achievement as a mere fluke. Zixuan extends an invitation, offering to take Zhao Mu under her wing as her personal disciple. Suddenly, a streak of red energy tears through the sky, signaling the arrival of new challengers. Three powerful elders descend, immediately clashing with Zixuan over the right to mentor the talented youth. The onlookers gasp in shock, recognizing these legendary elders of the human race faction. Zhou Xiliang steps forward, demanding that the demon race stop trying to claim their human prodigy. Fan Deng joins the fray, hoping to secure the brilliant disciple for his own alchemical studies. Du Guzhan arrives with his massive blade, promising to teach Zhao Mu the path of strength. The disciples watch in awe, realizing that Zhao Mu has become the most coveted prize. Trapped between the four masters, Zhao Mu feels the suffocating pressure of their intense auras. Zhao Mu smiles, confidently proposing a bold solution to satisfy all of his potential new mentors. The three elders stare in stunned silence, completely caught off guard by his audacious request. Zixuan watches with an amused smirk, leaving the final decision up to the three veteran masters. The elders argue that their respective paths require years of singular focus and training. Zhao Mu remains undeterred, suggesting a 3-day rotation to learn from each of them simultaneously. Zhao Mu asserts that his rapid progress will prove he can handle all three mentors. Zixuan steps in to finalize the arrangement, deciding how the training will actually proceed. She declares she is taking Zhao Mu away, promising to handle the elders' demands later. Zhao Mu feels a sense of relief, finding the saintess surprisingly reasonable in this moment. He offers his future assistance to Zixuan, though she tells him to focus on training. Zhou Xiliang immediately whisks Zhao Mu away to begin his intensive study of complex arrays. Before leaving, Zhao Mu warns Lu Qi to stay vigilant against potential plots by rivals. The crowd watches as the pair departs, leaving the arena in a state of shock. A nearby observer watches with growing anxiety, feeling the walls closing in on his position. The captured demon cultivator realizes that Zhao Mu's new status makes his own situation precarious. He laments that his family ties to the sect make any hope of escape impossible. Zhao Mu considers the dire state of his home dynasty hope secure their safety. He channels his energy to depart, intending to seek out his father for urgent discussions. They arrive at the Profound Array Peak, a location teeming with ancient and powerful energy. Zhou Xiliang brings Zhao Mu into a protected space, shielded by a violet barrier. The elder explains that this valley houses thousands of arrays, forming the sect's ultimate defense. Zhao Mu asks if the elder was responsible for the Trial Road's ancient design. Zhou Xiliang humbly admits that such a masterpiece is far beyond his own limited capabilities. He reveals the sect patriarch created the road millennia ago to protect their vast territory. Zhao Mu questions the mysterious disappearance of the founder, but the elder remains notably silent. Zhou Xiliang describes the legendary patriarch bound by chains and trapped by a mysterious faction. Zhao Mu feels a chill, realizing the immense power required to suppress such a master. The elder dismisses the dark history, urging Zhao Mu to focus on testing his innate aptitude. They approach a hidden cave above the entrance, guarded by ancient stone statues and carvings. A woman with pink hair greets them, clearly surprised to see the elder arriving today. Xing Yorong questions why the master has brought a visitor to their secluded training space. Zhao Mu stares at the towering mountain range, overwhelmed by the sheer scale involved. He quickly regains his composure, embarrassed by his initial reaction in front of the senior. Zhou Xiliang formally introduces Zhao Mu to Xing Yorong, his talented senior sister and fellow disciple. The elder praises her as a rare prodigy in runes, and Zhao Mu offers respect. Zhou Xiliang departs for urgent business, leaving Zhao Mu in the care of his senior. Xing Yorong leads Zhao Mu into the inner sanctum to begin his first practical lesson. She levitates a glowing disc, demonstrating the subtle control required to manipulate ancient energy flows. Zhao Mu examines the divine rune disc following her instructions to place it against himself. She commands him to close his eyes and perceive the hidden patterns with his spirit golden symbols manifest around Zhao Mu. Reacting to his deep connection with the ancient runes, a massive radiant array circle expands beneath him, signaling his profound success. Xing Yorong abruptly halts the process, taking the glowing disc back into her own hands. She probes him with a sharp gaze, asking what he perceived. Brief activation. Zhao Mu describes the symbols he saw leaving the senior sister in thoughtful contemplation. Xing Yorong presses for an exact count, clearly stunned by the lead's rapid speed. Zhao Mu admits he did not count precisely, estimating between 1 and 2,000 symbols. The senior sister reacts with pure shock, unable to believe his overwhelming results. She compares his feat to her own modest beginnings, confirming his rare natural talent. Xing Yorong explains that divine runes are the fundamental building blocks of all universal order. She shares her own long history of study, having mastered only a fraction of their variations. Zhao Mu questions his own aptitude, while the senior sister inwardly fumes at his display. She decides to move forward with the next phase of training, focusing on practical application. The senior sister demonstrates a technique, urging him to observe the energy flow very carefully. Zhao Mu realizes she is crafting an illusion array, marveling at her precise expert control. She explains that the disc allows her to manipulate runes and create complex, vivid scenes. Suddenly, she falters, her energy wavering as she struggles to maintain the technique. She leans heavily against him, clearly exhausted from the intense drain of spiritual power. Zhao Mu supports her, concerned by her sudden weakness and the toll of the training. Xing Yorong pushes him away, insisting she is fine and does not need. She reveals her internal struggle, explaining that her cultivation is blocked by a physical limitation. She laments that her damaged core veins prevent her from reaching higher realms. Zhao Mu listens intently as she describes the rare pill required to fix her condition. He surprises her by offering to help secure the vital medicine she so desperately needs. Xing Yorong looks at him with skepticism, demanding to know how he intends to repay.